So here's the reintroduction, the re-emergence of a application form. We've not seen one of these for a long time. Since Uplift started, a lot of forces got rid of their application forms where you were asked questions and you had to write long form answers. And I think the reason why they got rid of them was because they wanted lots of people through the door. But now times have changed. Things are a lot more competitive now. And forces are having to work out ways of sifting the numbers down. This is actually before the national sift, which does exactly what's on the side of the tin. It sifts the numbers down. So Jessica brought this to our attention. She's applying for North Yorkshire Police and asked for a little bit of advice. And in this video, in this live, I'm going to give that advice. I'm going to provide that advice, not just for Jessica, but share it with all of you. And this is going to make absolute sense if you are preparing for your interview, because the same principles apply. Make sense? All right, let's dive in. So, first of all, the interesting thing about this application form, and Jessica was good enough to send it to us, and by the way, there's nothing protectively marked here, so everything's good. It's based on the old CVF. And when I went through this application form, I remember thinking, I've seen this all before. I have seen these questions before. I have seen them formatted like this. So all I've done is I've just taken an old application form, one from years ago, several years ago, and they've reintroduced it. Now, I think it's a bit lazy, this, because it's also not just the old application form, but it's the old competency and values framework. So it's asking questions about professionalism, working with others, decision-making. What else have we got? Service delivery. I'll go through these in a moment, but it's taking me back, this. It's seriously taking me back. What else have we got? Oh, good old questions about why you want to be a police officer and the impact on you. We'll come to that in a moment. Anyway, before we do, you might be thinking, who are you? And why should I listen to anything you've got to say? My name's Brendan from Blue Light, and over the past 31 years now, I've been helping to support people for promotion boards, specialist interviews, and the recruitment process with a huge amount of success. We've got a great team of coaches around me now. We've got just over 800. We've just hit over 800 5-star Trustpilot reviews, which we're really proud of. And for those people who are in our academy program, we actually guarantee the result. If you don't pass, we give you all your money back. So can we say fairer than that? All right. If you'd like to find out more, if you're watching us on YouTube, description at the top, click on that. You'll find a form to complete. And if you're watching this live or in the Facebook group, just drop a line in the comments or message me and we'll get you sorted out. All right, should we dive in? So, first thing to say, like I said, it's the old CVF. So you might be thinking, well, how am I going to know what behaviours I'm going to get assessed against? I won't worry about that too much because you can't actually find the old CVF. I've got a copy knocking around somewhere, but I'm guessing the marking guide will probably be based on that as well. You won't be, if you find it, do let me know, because I just don't think it's out there on the internet anywhere. It's the 2016 version as opposed to the 2024 version. So also, interestingly, and this is a blast from the past as well, please write concisely and pay attention to your spelling, punctuation and grammar, as these will be assessed. So you've got to get those things right. This is something forces obsessed about years ago, and then they stopped obsessing about it when they just had to recruit large numbers. But now they're still recruiting, but just smaller numbers, and it's getting more competitive. And this is for the detective process as well, which is super, super oversubscribed and competitive. What else? It also intimates that you may be asked to expand on these examples at your assessment. So your application form will be in front of the interviewers when and if you get to the final interview. Now, they've not got rid of the national sift, that still exists. They've not got rid of the online assessment centre, that still exists. So you can't escape those. You just got to get this right. And this is going to be marked by real people. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? So, first question, describe a specific occasion when you've intervened to take control of a situation. This is for professionalism. Now, someone else in the group has also posted that they've got the application form to complete, and they've outlined that they're going to use a time when they dealt with someone who was, I think they fell unconscious or something and they did first aid. That's not what they're looking for. They're not looking for that kind of take control of the situation. It's not about a momentary challenge. those answers score really poorly. So you doing first aid, or you intervening in a conflict in a pub, you may be thinking, oh, that's what they're looking for, because the police do that kind of stuff. It's not what they're looking for. They're looking for something more complex. I mean, if you're going for the role of detective, think about the detective role. You're not dealing with momentary challenges. You're dealing with long-term complex problems. So this is about you taking control of a situation which is occurring over a period of time, and you being able to articulate how you actually took control, how you intervened in that situation. So it's not about a momentary thing. I remember this from the value of professionalism from years ago. People would always pick first aid or something like that, and it never scores highly, never. Now, they give you some little questions that you need to answer there. And in my side notes, I put, this mirrors the model that we advocate. So we don't advocate STAR in answering interview questions. We advocate SAL. And they've got it a little bit back to front. So it goes, these questions go situation, action, aims and options, result and learning. And the questions are things like, why was it necessary to intervene in the situation? That's where you describe the situation. What did you do to take control of the situation? That's the action phase. What did you consider when intervening in a situation? That's your aim and options phase. What's particularly good or effective about how you intervene to take control of the situation? That's the result phase. What difficulties did you experience and how did you overcome them? That's the learning phase. So our model, the SAL model, fits perfectly, although the aim seems to come after the action, which is a bit odd. But I would write your answers in the order of the questions that are being asked. Now, something else to say. A few people have indicated in the messenger chat that they've used ChatGPT. Just don't. Please do not. Because your answers will sound so ChatGPT. Even if you try and give ChatGPT instructions not to sound like ChatGPT, ChatGPT can't help it. And your answers are going to sound like they've gone through AI. And they may even be using like AI detection software. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the police have got that far yet. But if they do, they'll detect it. So don't. And as an interviewer, remember, I'm going to have this application form in front of me. If you get as far as interview, if you get past the SIFT and Online Assessment Centre and you score high enough in the Online Assessment Centre, easy for me to say, you're going to have an interview. I'll have this in front of me. And if I feel as though any of it has been written by ChatGPT, I'll challenge you. I'll ask you a question. Did you use ChatGPT for this? Did you use AI? And if you lie to me, you're out. All right, let's look at the next question. Working with others. Please describe a specific occasion when you've encouraged a person to view an issue more positively. This is about you dealing with vulnerability. So we need to have an example of when you've dealt with someone who is vulnerable. And again, similar questions being asked. And again, it follows our situation, aim, action, result, learning model. It's almost like they borrowed it off us for this. Decision making. Please describe a specific occasion when you've considered a number of options before making a decision. This is about a difficult decision, and it's not about you. So you deciding what job to go for, you deciding what university to go for, you deciding where you want to go and live. That's never worked. It's never worked for decision making. It's not what they're after. This is about you finding something in the workplace or volunteering or college where the sort of thing where you come home in the evenings and you just go, I don't even know where to start. I've got a decision to make, but I just don't know where to start. And this is where it gets to the number of options before you're making a decision. And again, it follows our SAL methodology. What else we got? Service delivery. Describe a specific occasion when you've had to manage your time effectively in order to complete a task. This is about prioritization. Again, a challenging, difficult situation where you've had to prioritize your time. Prioritize your time. That's what they mean by manage your time. Prioritize it. And what we mean by that is a time when you've had to deal with maybe multiple demands. You've had to delegate. You've had to diary things for the next day, and some things you've got to take control of and do now. And you want an explanation around all of those things. So quite a tough one, that. It always was a tough one. And people, again, used to get it quite wrong. Now we get to the questions about you. Why you want to be a police officer, what tasks you expect to be undertaking as a police officer. No cliches. None of this, I just want to put something back into the community. I just want to help others. It's a job where no 2 days are the same. Like, if you're wasting your character count on nonsense like that, you're doomed to fail, because they're reading that kind of nonsense all the time. This has got to be you knowing your why. And when people say, I've always wanted to be a police officer, no, you haven't. Seriously, you haven't. And so one of the things I've always asked them as clients is, can you take me back to that time when you were first inspired to be a police officer? Who was it or what was it? It's either a who, someone did something, or what, something happened. What happened, or who was the person who inspired you and why? So that's where our starting point is. You've got to know your why. You've got to be able to articulate it as an authentic human, not as someone who's regurgitating all the nonsensical BS cliches out there. Next, why you've chosen to apply to North Yorkshire Police. I live here is not what they're looking for, or I think it'd be a great place to work. No. Your values align with my values. No, seriously, no. They're looking for something that's a lot more in depth than that. God, she's really taking me back, this, because these are some of the questions that we used to help prepare our clients for years ago. We've also got here, tell me what effect you expect a police officer will have on your social and domestic life. The real impact, please. Not that I might have to work on bank holidays, miss Christmas Day, miss some parties, work shifts. That's a given. What's the real impact going to be? Let's dive deep into that. And actually, these are these questions are some of the questions you'll get asked your final interview. So take note, people, take note. Here's a really interesting one, which is a new one. What do you think the benefits are of new police officers having to study for a degree level qualification as part of the police education and qualification framework? Interesting. Thing is, if you're applying for this as a degree holder detective entry program, you won't have to study for a degree level qualification. So I'm not sure why they put that question in. You'll get a you'll get a diploma in policing, but you don't have to study for a degree because you've already got a degree. I don't get why they put that question in. But you're going to have to answer it, and I think that would be around the transfer of knowledge and understanding into application. Lastly, what preparation have you undertaken before making this application to ensure you know what to expect and that you're prepared for the role of a police officer? This is where ride-alongs come in. And have you actually spoken to a detective and asked them questions about what the job involves? If you haven't, now's the time to do that. So there you go, Jessica. Almost personal for you. If you are watching this live and you're thinking, I'd love more support, we can provide it through our Academy program. This is where we guarantee a pass for you through one-to-one coaching, small group practice webinars, a ton of online material. It's what enables us to work with people who might be struggling a little bit, wondering how they're going to approach every part of the recruitment process. We can help you. We're good at it. Like I said, we've just tipped over 800 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. And if you don't succeed, we'll give you money back. How about that? Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, then at the top of the description, there's a link for a form. Complete that form and we can go from there. It takes less than 5 minutes. It's just so we can have a conversation with you about where you are now, where you want to be, and what we can do to help you. Similarly, I'll post something in the comments there in our Facebook group. A few shout outs to those people who've joined us. We've got Sai, we've got Ryan, Callum, Dan, Tony, and Callan. Hey, Callan. Hey, Dadco. Right, time to go. But my last message for you. If you're serving at this moment in time in the police service, we love you for everything you do to keep us safe. You'll have one of these one day, your wall of fame, all the things that you're proud of. If you're looking to join the police, then kudos to you. It's the best job in the world. I know I'm biased, but it seriously is. Take care, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye for now.